What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hell Outpost on Doom 3 BFG The Lost Mission. So, I actually died right here because there's another archvile here, and one thing I guess I do like about the Lost Mission is that it does take liberties to include the archvile whenever it can, which is pretty nice, considering that it's not designed in an overpowered way in the Doom 3 engine. Again, with the physics, I love the rocket launcher in this. I do not remember the enemies getting flung up into the air to quite that degree in the original Doom 3. For the Xbox, although I'm sure they did. Maybe I was just too afraid to use the damn thing because of all the tight corridors in the regular Doom 3 campaign. But anyway, moving on. You would think that, with the fact that the demons control Hell, there would not be one linear path from point A to point B for you to be able to travel, but apparently they're not immune to bullets. So says Doom logic, so regardless of the fact that this terrain makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, we can still get to our objective quite clearly in a way that's designed for humans. Some more cacodemons here, and I'm actually having a pretty easy time shooting down their projectiles, even though I said it was very difficult previously. Nice smoke effect coming off of the chain gun there. Oh, this looks lovely. Doesn't look very satanic, but it does look very creepy. And there's more cherubs. Now, some people might find the cherubs to be one of the scariest enemies in the game, but I think they're rather harmless, especially when you have the grabber and you can just drop them to their death. Which admittedly makes no sense, just pick up and drop them and they die. But science! That is the answer. Hey, here's an old enemy from Doom 3. It's the Vagary boss. And, of course, he's no, or she is no match for us with the rocket launcher and other powerful weapons that we didn't have when we first fought this thing in Doom 3. Like I said, it was a boss at the time, and now we can smite it easily with the power of our boomstick. There we go. This thing can put down every enemy in the game, even an ex-boss. You know what? I'll kill these cherubs with it, too. I don't even care. I don't even care that I don't even have to waste ammo on them. I'll waste ammo on them anyway. We have enough ammo to waste. Seriously, like I said, I could not run out of ammo for that shotgun if I tried. And here we have, I believe, the last new enemy in the game for the Lost Mission. I think is the last one. I'll correct myself later if another one does come out, but it's a Mancubus. And obviously you fought the Mancubus much earlier in the regular Doom 3 campaign. You fought them and the Cherubs around the same time, and you fought them way before you ever fought a Hell Knight. But the game decided they want to do it backwards this time around, so we're going to fight some Mancubi somewhere in this room, I think. There's some zombies going to come out first, apparently. I know they're in this room now. And I've already kind of explained what they do. They have the most health of any normal enemy in the game. But they're huge targets, though, and they're really easy to hit. There we go. It's a fatty. But, yeah, their projectiles, actually, I discovered their projectiles can be deflected with the plasma gun, so the plasma gun is actually really good against them, especially if you're only hitting them from one side, like so, to where you can constantly deflect their shots from their cannons there. Mancubus was pretty threatening in the original Doom 2, but in this game not so much, just because, again, you have that ability, and they're such huge targets. Size didn't really matter with enemies in the original Doom and Doom 2 engine. But this is a different story because it's all 3D and whatnot. But I thought the bruisers are much more threatening because they have the same projectiles, but a much faster rate of fire. You could use the BFG on those if you had the ammo for it, but we don't. So they give you just enough ammo to kill basically enough Hell Knights, and that's about it. So you really can't use it on anything else until the final boss, I guess. Oh crap, another one. Yep, only got 2 shots left, not gonna use that. Still have 45 grenades left, I can always chuck those out. See, this is not too difficult. Oh, I think I hit one of his projectiles with the grenade there. But yeah, these are not too difficult to dodge really at this range with this much open space. But there's only really a few encounters that the game felt like it could really use the Mancubus with, just because it's so big. It's hard to fit in a lot of the corridors of Mars, and it can't exactly jump out and scare you, so it's more meant for these Hell levels where you can have them sort of be the marching titans of Hell. So, completely random transition there, and now we're in a new level, I guess? We're on an incredibly creepy narrow bridge, and we got some more BFG ammo, which, you know what that means? There's gonna be more Hell Knights to kill pretty soon, I think. I know I said so earlier, but I just really can't stand the way the Cacodemons move around in the Doom 3 engine, the way they are constantly moving towards you, it seems. It just throws me off when you consider how the Cacodemons would never do something like that, to actively move towards you to try to melee attack you in the original Doom. I seem to be noticing all the things that are different from this game compared to the original Doom, and not acknowledging how much is similar. Like, there is a ton of things that have gone unchanged since the original game, and I've always thought that that was kind of Doom 3's biggest flaw, is it's sort of hiding in the original game's shadow and not really coming out into its own, which I think is okay for Doom 3, is that it's supposed to be a throwback to the original. But I think if they're going to take this series in any new direction with a apparent Doom 4 that's supposed to be being made, then they would have to, you know, take it into a completely new direction. I think it's good that this one is, you know, a nostalgia trip, and it's very, I mean, it does change a lot, but you'd be surprised. Like, you really have to play the original and this game to realize just how little they actually did change and how much they deliberately kept the same. But I still think that the original Doom is just more fun, just because they don't hinder, like, one of the most important things about it is that the size of the encounters and the amount of enemies you can have on screen, and the fluent, fast-paced combat, just because, you know, this kind of technology can't handle those type of encounters. They couldn't, you know, design the same levels with better graphics from the original Doom in this engine, because it just couldn't happen. That would be the game I'd like to see with Doom 4, though. I'd like to see a game that has the kind of levels and the kind of scale of encounters and the kind of movement speed and weapon damage that, oh, that was a nice effect there, from the original game, but applied with, you know, great next-generation graphics. But I'm sure that's what all nostalgic, snobbish fans of Doom want to see, is just the original game redone with better graphics. Or they might not even want to see that, they just want to keep playing the original game as it is, and they will reject any change that is insinuated upon it. Just like they do with this. Even though, like I said, this is otherwise a very, very faithful to the original in a lot of ways. I don't remember there being quite this many of those zombies in here, but I guess there is. This is, I guess, a random sort of obstacle course type area. I don't know why they bothered to put all these obstacles in here, but it's a, I guess it's a nice way to mix things up from all the intense combat with the toughest enemies in the game. Instead, we're just fighting, you know, medium enemies with some obstacles, so. Alright, I'm about sick of you Cacodemons. I would like to see if I can get these zombies to be crushed underneath the giant stone pillar thing, but for some reason it doesn't want to work correctly. That one did, and he's kind of disintegrated. He didn't even really get actively crushed, which is kind of lame. 1 out of 3, not bad. But the one thing I meant to mention about the double barrel shotgun is how the concept of a double barrel shotgun is pretty obsolete when you think about it. I mean, you're talking about, you know, the old hunting shotguns, you know, the coach gun from the Old West. And you're thinking about something that is, you know, old, outdated, obsolete technology when you have pump-action shotguns or even automatic shotguns now. There's really no need for anything like this. And again, the one that exists in this game only exists for sport. You know, he's given to him, it's given to the guy as a present, or, you know, it's there as a trophy or whatever. It's a recreational gun. But you still see, like, the grip that I'm holding there looks like it's made out of wood, but the rest of it looks like it's made out of, like, a highly futuristic metal or whatever, so it seems like a very redundant design, but I still like it. I like that they bothered to include it, along with the chainsaw as well. So here's that Hell Knight I was talking about. This is actually one of my favorite encounters in the whole game here. Because they start off with a couple Hell Knights here, and they throw in a lot of other things in this one room. I like encounters in this game, and in Quake 4 as well, where they will take one room and have multiple waves of enemies spawn into the room before you can progress. Of course, Quake 4 did that to the extreme in the final level, but we're not going to go there anymore. Look at me when I'm shooting at you, boy. There, okay, I'll teach you to look away from me. These guys generally spawn around the edges here. I think there's one spawns on all 4 edges, I think. Or I could be completely wrong with that, and just it's whatever side you're on at the time. Alright, we got 14 shots, so let's take out this Hell Knight. And if I really should not have to explain how the BFG works. Everybody knows how the BFG works. But I will be the condescending person that I am and assume you don't know, just so I can explain it. So I'm going to explain the fact that you can fire off one shot if you so choose, but the longer you charge it, the more powerful it is. But you can overcharge it past the 4-shot limit, and it will explode and kill you if you're not careful. Also, as the projectiles fly through the air, they send out beams of damage to other enemies in the surrounding area. So the initial impact does the majority of the damage, but nearby enemies will have their health drained as well. God, it's so brutal. One decently charged shot will kill that Hell Knight. You could always just fire off the 4 shots independently, but what's the fun in that when you don't get that satisfying boom? What else? It's like the dark matter gun in Quake 4, if you've seen my LP of that. But of course, you should be more familiar with this game than you should be with Quake 4, because Quake 4 came afterwards. But the thing about the dark matter gun, on the other hand, is you didn't have to actually charge it. It fired off one shot, and that shot was as powerful as it would ever need to be. One thing I will say the dark matter gun did better was it had that awesome reload sound effect. Lost Mission has not quite gotten over its mad obsession with imps and decided to throw 3 of them were literally crawling their way up the wall to try to get me. Oh look, one more. I think that's a unique animation from them whenever they crawl up something like that. I usually can tell when they have a unique animation for a particular enemy that's scripted, just because you're so used to seeing the standard animations for the enemies, that's how you know how to dodge their attacks, really. If I haven't said so a million times before. So, like any game, you know, understanding how to be efficient at fighting the enemies is just through repetition, essentially, and nothing is more obvious than that than in this game with the enemies where they have the predictable animations after a while. Another Revenant rendered completely helpless by the plasma gun. And here we're gonna fight some Lost Souls. Now I think the Lost Souls have been in the campaign so far, haven't they? Either way, they're the weakest enemy in the game, and you can kill them by punching them if you really so choose, or with the pistol. But the easiest way to kill them, of course, is just to pick them and drop them with the grabber. They redesigned, the Lost Souls look kind of funky in the original Doom 3 campaign, but they redesigned them in Resurrection of Evil to look more authentic, compared, like, more nostalgic, like they do in the original games, which was a nice touch, and I think they've kept that in this version. In this campaign. But to introduce them now is pretty much pointless. I mean, like I said, they're just trying to make sure they squeeze every last enemy in there. There's like one enemy that was in... Oh, we're looking at a Hell Knight. You would think having 50 grenades would be overpowered, right? Yeah, if you remember in Half-Life 2, we could carry 5 grenades. In Half-Life 1, we could carry 10 grenades. In this game, we can carry 50. 50! But in Quake 2, you can carry 100. 100 grenades if you can get the like the full max out ammo capacity for the grenade launcher, of course. But then you'd only want to use it with the grenade launcher. You'd never want to use it with, at least I think it's 100, isn't it? You never want to use the handheld grenades by themselves because they're not really that great. You want to use it with a grenade launcher, which even then is not the best weapon in the game. But enough about Quake 2. Most other FPS games you can carry, you know, maybe 3 or 4 grenades. I rest my case. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about... yeah, this game deciding it wants to throw every single enemy that's been in... Oh, there's a Revenant right here. I'm chucking grenades at him because I really do not want to deal with his crap, and he's cleverly hiding around the corner. So he will be physics to death. We're almost to the end of the level. I was saying they're trying to squeeze in pretty much every enemy type, except for there was one in... I cannot remember what it's called in Resurrection of Evil. The little skeletal-looking guys that throw the green projectiles. They're like a unique enemy to Resurrection of Evil. And I'm glad they kept it that way. Now we're on the Arc of Hell, apparently. Where it will take us, nobody knows.